Hey, hello guys. Uh, as per our previous session, we discussed in that like we have worked on pivot table and pivot charts. So today we are going to discuss about the next topic. As we discussed in the previous time that in the previous lecture that we are moving forward, we need to move forward to create dashboards in Excel. Okay, that's what our biggest the main agenda is. Okay, so but before we do any before we start doing analysis and before we create dashboards in Excel, first process which is required is clean up the data. Okay, so the first question came in my mind is also why do we need to clean the data? What exactly the problem we need to handle before we jump into analysis? Okay, so today's agenda is that only. First, to understand why do we need to clean the data, handling the blank rows, uh, cells and duplicate values, some formatting we need to do using the text function. So we'll talk about that as well. Removing duplicates, yes, definitely it is required. And yes, definitely we get data from different sources. We get data from text files, we get data from CSV files, we get data from databases. So we'll have a look on that as well. We'll start from here and we'll move forward for the next connections as well. We'll start getting data from the text files and then how to do the cleanup operations on those text files data. So this is the agenda for today's session. And let's understand to the next point. Let's jump to the next point. That first point is why do we need to clean the data? Okay. So if I jump directly to Excel and let me show you some data set what I have for this example. You if you can download the link, you can download this file. I'll provide the link in the comment box. So in the detail section, so you can download it from there. So what I was telling is let's have a glimpse on the data set. First of all, what exactly we have. It's a small data set. So let's understand what we need to do in this data set. So it's something related to album data, the year in which the album has been published, and it's the album name, where the name of album, the name of artist, okay, the name of genre, subgenre, and the total sales amount. So it's a small sales data for related to regarding to album. So what first thing we can see here is we first of all we have a lot of issues in this data. What they are, first of all, I have the blank value. I have the blank rows here. So we definitely have to handle this blank rows. Okay, before we do any analysis into pivot table or pivot charts. So how we'll first see how to handle those blank rows. But before that, what I want is, and I want to have a proper glimpse of my data set. So what I can do is if I just double click, I can definitely resize my columns accordingly. But that's a common thing. So what's new inside that? Nothing new. It's just a common thing that when we have too many columns, doing widening of each and every column may be sometimes irritating. So what we can do is we can just select the first column, press the shift key, select your last column, select all the columns in a single go, and just need to double click on any of the column name. If I suppose double click here, it's very simple. It will adjust the width of my each and every column accordingly. And I can now have a proper glimpse of my data set. Okay, so now I can have a better glimpse on the data set. Yes, it's looking good. Okay, I can have a look what exactly the name of my albums. Okay, so according to the column width, it has been adjusted now. What next? The next thing is I don't want any pre-formatting. I don't want any kind of pre-formatting to be applied on my data set. Okay, for that, what I can do is I can just press Control A. But if you see, if I press Control A, it will be selecting. The Control A is the key for selecting all the data into my sheet. But the problem is if I press Control A, due to this blank row, it is selecting the data before the first blank row. If I press Control A once again here, it is selecting data in this part before a blank row. So how to handle these blank rows? That's a very big issue to handle with. So how to handle these? Let me tell you. Just a very simple point. Keep your cursor anywhere in your data set. Go to find and select. Go to special. Okay, and just select blanks. And just select blanks. Hit OK. It will highlight all the blank rows in your data set. Okay, it has been wonderfully highlighted the blank data rows. So it's very simple to find out. Now what I need to remove these blank rows. I don't want these blank rows to be shown here, to be included in my data set. So I'll click on delete and delete sheet rows. In your home menu bar itself, there is a delete option. So go, just click on this delete drop down arrow, delete drop down, just a moment, delete drop down arrow, and click on delete sheet rows. So it will delete the highlighted blank rows. Okay, so hit on delete sheet rows, gone. So now we are done with the problem of blank rows. We don't have any blank rows in our data set. That's wonderful. So now I can simply press Control A. I don't want any, I want to clear all the formatting which is there onto my table. So just go and click on clear. Don't clear all, otherwise it will clear all the content as well. Clear the formats. It will clear all the formatting applied onto the cells. So just click on clear formats. So everything now in a simple data set, nothing formatting applied. You can see here, and it has cleared the dollar sign as well that I required. So what I can do is just select this column, and you can go and apply a particular dollar sign, whatever you want. So that's it. In this dollar sign, I want the calculations to be done. So that's very good. Now we have the data cleans up. The data has been cleaned up. And now what we need to look for. In some names, the names are still maybe not in the proper case. Okay, some of them are into uppercase or lowercase, and maybe sometimes we have in a text column we can't go and search for each and every column that what we have, but we can have some blank spaces maybe on the left hand side, on the right hand side, a trailing blank space or a leading blank space. If these are text column, these are 3 or 4 text columns in which we can have the leading and trailing blank spaces. So how to handle that? It's a very, very simple thing. Just go and apply here a function equal to trim. Okay, and put the data set, whatever you moment. Okay, instead of that, the better way, not putting up a function directly here, the better way will be to put to create an extra column here. Okay, you can copy this column and insert copied cells here. So you create a copy of this column here, and what we can do is we can remove the data from this column. And what we can do now is to remove the leading and trailing spaces, you can just use the trim function. So if you select trim, apply the address of this cell, which is B2, yes, close the bracket, done. If there will be any leading or trailing spaces, it will be removed, very simple. And now you just double click here, it will take it forward to the all the data set. So yes, we got it now. So it is trim of B3, trim of B4, applied on everywhere. So we don't need this column now. So what we can do is we just need to select the column and click on hide. I can't delete that column. Remember that point in mind. I can't delete this column. The reason is now this C column in formula, it is referring to this B2 cell. Here it is referring to B3 cell. So I can't delete it. So what I can do is just I don't need this. Just go and hide this column. Wonderful. Now what we need to do is we can see some of them, they are not into proper case as well, or maybe possible they are into proper case or not. We just need to make sure that they are into proper case. What we can do is we can apply a proper function here as well, close the bracket of proper as well, and then hit enter. Just double click, so it will be applied on to all the values. So maybe possible some cases have been changed. Now we have the data into the proper case. I leave it up to you to apply it on the same functions on the artist column and the genre column as well, and subgenre as well. Okay, so these are some text functions which are very helpful. Make sure that you are using these text functions. Now the next point before we jump into the analytics part, into the pivot table, the best thing will be to remove the duplicates, to check whether I have the duplicates into my data. So how to do that? Just select Control A, go to your data menu bar, go to the data menu bar. You can find a button here, remove duplicates. A straightforward button, remove duplicates. If you click on this, it will ask you, this wizard will open up. It will ask you that you need to check the duplicates for all the columns or particular columns. You can select the columns what you want. Yes, it has selected very clearly that yes, my data has the headers. That is absolutely correct. If your data doesn't have headers, that means the first row are not headers. You can remove this. You will start checking the data from the first row itself. But no, we have the data, we have the headers in the data. Yes, we'll keep this box selected. I want to say yes, check all these columns for checking duplicate entries into my data. I want to compare all the columns. So yes, that is absolutely correct. If you want to remove any of the column, you can deselect it. But for this example, we want all the data to be checked out. So I'll say okay. You can see here what it is saying: 3 duplicate values found and removed. And now we have 500 unique values left into the data. So a very straightforward point how to remove duplicates from your data. It can be from any column. It can be from any for all the columns in a data set. You can try it with all the ways. If any queries, please post it into our given email ID. Thank you. So click on OK for that. And now what we need to do is, let me tell you one more point here, which will be very important now. Before we jump into analysis, we should always convert it into a table. Let me tell you the reason why do I want to convert it into a normal table before we jump into a pivot table. First of all, Control A, select all the data range. Then you can go here on the menu. You can press Control T, or maybe you can get it from here as well. Format as table. You can select any of the style. That's not a big deal. Select any of the style. I'm selecting this green color for right now. Okay. So as we have already selected the data, it has given me the range of the data source. Yes, this is my data source. And yes, my table has the headers. My table has the headers. So that's absolutely fine. Hit OK. Done. So we'll find this. It has the range has been converted into a table. Okay. And now what we need is we can go down below and we can see that has totally been converted into the table range. But what I don't want is I don't want this filters to be applied for my table. So what I can do is you can go to the design menu bar in your table options and remove the filter button. I don't want the filters right now. So I can remove the filters from here. Now it's in a normal table. And now what we need to do is we can just rename this table as album data. Then make sure that you don't have spaces in your table. It can be separated. The two words can be separated using an underscore symbol, but not from a space. Okay, so done. Now the reason, let's come to the point exactly why I have converted into a table. Why I have converted this data into a table. Because suppose, for example, if you create a pivot table from this data, okay, and let's say tomorrow, the next day, definitely a new entries are getting inserted. So if I copy this row, if I copy this row from here and I paste it here, change the first value, make it unique. Okay, I change the first value. Okay, and maybe possible there are some other records as well. So what you need to do, if you are creating pivot table from this table, you just need to go in the pivot table and click on refresh button. There will be no requirement of changing the data source once again. That is the benefit of getting a data from a table while creating a pivot table. Okay, so that's why I prefer it first convert into a table and then design a pivot table from this. That will help you to include the new records, newly inserted records. Just to hit on refresh button, it will be done. So it will make it very easy for this. Okay, so make sure that you follow this step. So done. Now we are done with this part and we are ready to convert it into a pivot table. So you can go ahead and convert it into a pivot table. If any queries, please let me know. So what the next agenda of today's session? If we go back to the today's agenda, we have discussed how to handle the blank rows, cells, and duplicate values. We're done with this. We have done formatting data using the text functions. We are done with this. We'll use some more text functions in coming examples. We'll remove duplicates. Okay. Now we'll import data from various sources. So let's jump into that part. So if we jump here, we can have a look here. We need to import the data from a text file. So let me show you the text file first of all. What text data we have here. So if I open up this text file, you can see here I have some text data into my text file. The data has been it looks like for an employee data because it looks like employees' names. And then we have some maybe their hire dates. Okay, We have some columns for their values for salaries. I think, yeah. So these are values for salaries. These are their departments, and these are their designations. This data contains somewhere around 5 columns: the name of the employee, the hiring date of the employee, salary of the employee, designation plus, oh sorry, department plus the designation. And the values have been separated from each other using a column, the semicolon symbol. Okay. So let's see how to import this data into Excel. So if I open up this file, if I go back to my Excel, and if I open up this file directly in Excel, so if I go to file menu, we'll talk about importing data from different sources using Power Query in some later on section. Right now, what we are doing is we are directly opening this text file into Excel. If I go and click on open, and if I go on to open the file from desktop, so the file here is on my desktop. So not Excel file. We are looking for a text data. Yes, this file. So if we open up this file, let's understand this wizard, what it is exactly asking us. Yes, it is a delimited file. I'm happy with this. What it is asking you, start import the data at the first row. Yes, my data doesn't have headers. It's perfectly correct. If your data has column names, then you need to check this box. My data has headers, but we don't have the headers right now in this data set. So leave it. Click on next. This is a very, very important step here. It is asking you to select the delimiter, how the column values are separated from each other. It can be a tab, it can be semicolon, it can be comma, it can be space or other as well. But right now for this example, we are using a file where we have the semicolon as a delimiter. And see the beautiful thing. Now what it has done, it has, if I, as soon as I select a semicolon, it has separated the values inside 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 columns. Okay, based on the first semicolon, it has separated the, based on the first semicolons, it has separated the column values. Okay, so click on next. Yes, I am happy with this now, and leave all this part as it is right now. Just click on finish. We are done with this. We have imported data here. Okay, and we are done with this part. So what I want from you now is, it being an exercise, I'll put this text file as a source as well. So what is will be for you as an exercise is first to handle the duplicate entries. Put a first row here with the as a header. Okay, insert a new row with the name of headers. Convert it into a table. Okay, and make sure that they are consistent data types. Like you can see here in this column, it is having some numerical values, some date values. This is data is not consistent. It should be in a consistent format. Okay, so make sure that you're converting it into a text form, into a consistent values, into consistent format. Okay, so leaving it with an exercise. If any queries, definitely you please put up a mail to us. We'll resolve your all of the queries. Thank you so much, and we are stopping the recording.